Good evening, my friends. Life doesn't change just because we want it to. It changes because we do something different. It changes when we adopt the right habits, small, powerful disciplines that, when practiced consistently, lead to extraordinary results. Tonight, I want to share with you one habit, just one, that has the power to transform your life overnight. Not in a month, not in a year, but immediately. You see, success isn't something we chase, it's something we attract by the person we become, and becoming that person starts with a single, intentional change. Decisions are the foundation of our lives. Every outcome we experience today is a direct result of choices we made yesterday, last week, last month, or even years ago. The reality is that success and failure are not overnight events. They are built over time through a series of small, consistent decisions. Each choice, no matter how small, compounds into the reality we live in. Most people don't realize how much power they have over their future because they don't pay attention to the seemingly insignificant decisions they make daily. But these decisions are shaping their destiny in ways they may not immediately recognize. The difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful one is not luck or talent. It's the way they make decisions. A successful person understands that every decision is a seed planted, and what they harvest in the future depends on what they are planting today. They don't make choices based on temporary emotions or fleeting desires. They make choices based on the person they want to become. They ask themselves, will this decision bring me closer to my goals, or will it pull me further away? This level of awareness is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in mediocrity. Most people operate on autopilot, making decisions based on habits, past conditioning, or immediate gratification. They don't pause to consider the long-term impact of their actions. They eat whatever they crave, spend money without thinking, speak without considering consequences, and react to situations without mindfulness. These small, seemingly harmless decisions accumulate over time and lead to results they later regret. They wonder why they're not as healthy, wealthy, or happy as they want to be, but they fail to see that their choices led them there. One of the most powerful shifts a person can make is to become intentional about their decisions. When you start making choices with awareness, you take control of your destiny. You realize that every small action either builds you up or breaks you down. It's not about making drastic changes all at once. It's about making better choices consistently. It's about deciding to wake up earlier, read instead of scrolling through social media, choose a healthier meal, invest in personal development, or speak words of encouragement instead of negativity. These are the decisions that over time create a life of success, fulfillment, and abundance. There is a simple principle that governs decision-making. Short-term pleasure often leads to long-term pain, while short-term discipline leads to long-term success. Most people choose what is easy in the moment without considering how difficult it will make their life later. They choose to skip the workout, and later they struggle with their health. They choose to procrastinate on their dreams, and later they wonder why they haven't achieved anything significant. They choose to stay in their comfort zone, and later they feel stuck and unfulfilled. When you shift your perspective and start making decisions based on your future rather than your present feelings, everything changes. Instead of asking, what do I feel like doing right now? Start asking, what decision will bring me closer to where I want to be? Successful people don't let their emotions dictate their choices. They let their vision and values lead them. They understand that discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. The freedom to live a life they designed rather than a life dictated by circumstances. One of the most effective ways to improve decision-making is to create a clear vision of your future self. When you have a strong, compelling vision, it becomes easier to align your daily choices with that vision. If you see yourself as a strong, successful, and confident person, you will make choices that reflect that identity. You will eat healthier, exercise consistently, manage your time wisely, and invest in personal growth. You will make decisions based on your higher self rather than your lower impulses. People who don't have a clear vision of their future tend to drift through life. They react to situations instead of creating them. They allow circumstances to dictate their choices instead of taking charge of their destiny. Without a strong vision, it's easy to fall into patterns of procrastination, self-doubt, and inconsistency. But when you are crystal clear about where you are going, your decisions become easier. You don't have to debate whether to stay up late watching TV or wake up early to work on your goals. You don't have to question whether to spend money on unnecessary things or invest in your future. You know what you want, and every decision you make aligns with that vision. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year with consistent, intentional decisions. The person who makes small, wise choices daily will always outperform the person who makes big, inconsistent efforts. Success is never about one massive decision. It's about the accumulation of small, daily choices that create unstoppable momentum. Everything in life comes down to choice. You can choose to stay the same, repeating the same patterns that keep you stuck, or you can choose to take control and make decisions that align with the life you truly desire. The power is always in your hand. How you start your day determines the momentum that follows. The first few moments after you wake up set the tone for everything that happens afterward. Most people don't realize that their mornings are the foundation upon which their entire life is built. The habits, routines, and mindset they cultivate during the early hours of the day have a direct impact on their productivity, energy levels, and overall success. If the morning is rushed, chaotic, or filled with distractions, the rest of the day tends to follow suit. On the other hand, when the morning is intentional, structured, and empowering, it creates a ripple effect that carries throughout the day. Many people begin their mornings by hitting the snooze button multiple times, delaying the inevitable, and starting their day with procrastination. The moment they finally get out of bed, they are already behind. They grab their phone, scroll through social media, check emails, or immerse themselves in external distractions before even taking a moment to focus on themselves. This habit immediately places them in a reactive state. Instead of taking control of their day, they allow outside forces to dictate their mood, thoughts, and energy. They rush through their morning, skipping the opportunity to set clear intentions, practice gratitude, or engage in habits that nourish their body and mind. When someone starts their day without structure, they often feel unproductive, scattered, or overwhelmed. The mind lacks clarity, the body feels sluggish, and the day seems to slip away without a sense of direction. This is because the morning is the most powerful time to align thoughts, emotions, and actions with long-term goals. It is during the early hours that the mind is most impressionable, making it the ideal time to feed it with positive, growth-oriented thoughts. Whatever a person focuses on in the morning tends to shape their attitude and perception for the rest of the day. If they begin the morning with negativity, stress, or distraction, they carry those emotions with them. If they begin the morning with discipline, gratitude, and purpose, they carry that energy into everything they do. Successful people understand the importance of creating a powerful morning routine. They don't leave their mornings to chance. They design a ritual that primes them for success. This often includes waking up at a consistent time, engaging in activities that elevate their mindset, and setting clear priorities for the day. Some people start with meditation or prayer to cultivate inner peace and clarity. Others engage in physical movement such as stretching, yoga, or exercise to energize their bodies and boost their focus. Many take time to journal, visualize their goals, or read something inspirational to fuel their minds with empowering thoughts. These practices may seem small, but their impact compounds over time, creating a foundation for lasting success. One of the most powerful things a person can do in the morning is to decide, with intention, how they want to show up for the day. Instead of letting the day unfold randomly, they can take a few moments to set an intention for how they want to think, act, and respond to challenges. This creates a sense of purpose and direction, reducing the likelihood of being swayed by distractions or external pressures. A well-structured morning routine is not just about productivity, it is about taking control of one's life at the very beginning of the day. Another important factor in mastering the morning is protecting it from unnecessary distractions. Many people allow notifications, messages, and news headlines to dictate their first thoughts. The problem with this is that it puts them in a reactive state, where their emotions are influenced by external circumstances before they even have a chance to focus on their own priorities. Instead of checking their phones first thing in the morning, they can use that time to center themselves, reflect on their goals, and prepare mentally and physically for the day ahead. By doing this, they establish control over their mindset, which allows them to navigate the rest of the day with confidence and focus. The way a person spends the first hour of their day is a reflection of their overall approach to life. If they start with intention, discipline, and clarity, they are far more likely to carry those qualities into the rest of the day. If they start with distraction, procrastination, and disorder, they will struggle to break free from that cycle as the day progresses. The key is to create a routine that aligns with personal goals and values. A morning routine doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It just needs to be intentional. Even small changes, like waking up 30 minutes earlier to engage in personal development, can make a significant difference in the long run. The most successful people in the world prioritize their mornings because they understand that the first actions of the day set everything in motion. They know that success is not built on one-time decisions, but on daily habits. By taking control of their mornings, they take control of their destiny. The way a person speaks to themselves determines the direction of their life. Thoughts shape beliefs, beliefs shape actions, and actions create reality. Most people don't realize that the words they repeat in their minds daily are either building them up or tearing them down. The conversation they have with themselves is more powerful than any external motivation or encouragement they receive from others. If their self-talk is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, they will struggle to see opportunities, take risks, and pursue their potential. If their self-talk is filled with confidence, belief, and encouragement, they will naturally attract success and push through challenges with resilience. Many people unknowingly sabotage themselves through negative self-talk. They say things like, "I'm not good enough," "I always mess things up," or "I'll never be successful." These statements may seem harmless, but they create a deep-seated belief system that influences every decision and action. The subconscious mind listens to these words and works to make them true. When someone repeatedly tells themselves they are incapable, their mind finds evidence to support that belief. They hesitate to take action, they expect failure, and they settle for less than they deserve. What they don't realize is that their words are shaping their destiny in ways they may not even be aware of. Successful people speak to themselves differently. They understand that their mind is a powerful tool, and they use words to program it for success. They replace negative self-talk with empowering statements. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," they say, "I am capable of figuring this out." Instead of saying, "I always fail," they say, "Every setback is a lesson that moves me forward." They speak about their goals and dreams as if they are already happening, reinforcing the belief that success is not just possible, it is inevitable. The words a person speaks create an internal environment that either fuels or drains their motivation. When they tell themselves they are worthy, strong, and capable, they act accordingly. They take bold steps, seize opportunities, and bounce back from failures with determination. They don't wait for external validation to believe in themselves. They create that belief through intentional self-talk. They understand that if they don't control their inner dialogue, the world will do it for them. And most of the world operates from a place of limitation, doubt, and fear. One of the most effective ways to shift self-talk is through affirmations. Affirmations are powerful statements that reinforce positive beliefs and reshape the subconscious mind. By repeating affirmations daily, a person begins to rewire their thinking and change the way they see themselves. They move from self-doubt to self-assurance, from hesitation to confidence, from fear to boldness. They start to believe in their ability to succeed, and that belief transforms their action. Affirmations like, "I am unstoppable," "I attract success," and "I am always growing and improving" create a mindset that leads to achievement. Another key to mastering self-talk is awareness. Many people have been speaking negatively to themselves for so long that they don't even realize they're doing it. They automatically default to criticism, self-doubt, or limiting beliefs. The first step to changing this is becoming aware of the words they use. They must catch themselves when they say things like, "I'm not smart enough," or "I can't do this," and consciously replace those statements with something empowering. Over time, this practice creates a new pattern of thinking, one that supports growth, confidence, and success. The way a person talks to themselves also affects how they handle challenges. When someone has strong, positive self-talk, they see obstacles as temporary and solvable. Instead of saying, "I'll never get through this," they say, "This is difficult, but I will find a way." Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of their worth, they see it as a necessary step toward growth. Their internal dialogue keeps them focused, determined, and resilient. On the other hand, negative self-talk magnifies problems, making them seem bigger than they actually are. It creates a mindset of helplessness and discouragement, causing people to give up before they even try. Every great achiever, leader, and visionary has mastered the art of self-talk. They don't allow doubt and negativity to take root in their minds. They consciously shape their thoughts, choosing words that empower rather than limit them. They understand that the way they speak to themselves determines their energy, confidence, and success. They take full responsibility for their internal dialogue, knowing that if they want to change their life, they must first change the way they speak to themselves. Motivation is temporary, but consistent action is what creates lasting success. Most people wait until they feel inspired to take action, not realizing that success does not come from fleeting moments of motivation. It comes from the discipline of doing what needs to be done, even when the excitement wears off. The biggest difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the ability to stay committed to consistent action regardless of how they feel. The people who win in life are the ones who show up every day, even when they don't feel like it, even when they are tired, even when no one is watching. Many people start strong but lose momentum as soon as motivation fades. They get excited about a new goal, whether it's starting a business, getting in shape, or learning a new skill, and they dive in with enthusiasm. But as soon as they face difficulties, setbacks, or boredom, they start making excuses. They tell themselves they will start again when they feel more motivated, but that day rarely comes. This cycle keeps them stuck in a pattern of inconsistency, where they make progress for a while, then stop, then start again, never truly building the momentum needed for real success. The truth is, successful people do not rely on motivation to get things done. They understand that motivation is unpredictable and cannot be trusted. Instead, they create habits and systems that keep them on track no matter how they feel. They set a schedule, create routines, and build discipline so that their actions become automatic. Whether they feel motivated or not, they show up. They go to the gym even when they don't feel like working out. They work on their business even when they don't feel inspired. They practice their skills even when they don't see immediate results. This level of commitment is what separates achievers from those who never reach their potential. One of the most effective ways to stay consistent is by setting clear, specific goals and breaking them down into daily actions. Vague goals like, I want to be successful or I want to get in shape, do not lead to action because they lack clarity. But when a goal is broken down into a simple, actionable step, such as I will write 500 words every day, or I will do 30 minutes of exercise each morning, it becomes easier to stay consistent. Small daily efforts may not seem significant in the moment, but over time, they lead to massive results. People often overestimate what they can achieve in a short period, but underestimate what they can accomplish through consistent effort over months and years. A person who works on a skill for just 30 minutes a day may not see dramatic improvement in a week, but in a year they will have developed expertise. A person who saves a small amount of money each month may not feel wealthy immediately, but over time they will build financial security. The compound effect of small daily actions is what creates extraordinary success. Another key to consistency is eliminating distractions and excuses. Many people struggle with staying on track because they allow their environment to dictate their actions. They get distracted by social media, television, or unimportant tasks, losing focus on their true priorities. Others let their emotions control them, allowing fear, doubt, or boredom to dictate their actions. Successful people do not wait for perfect conditions to take action. They recognize that there will always be distractions, setbacks, and difficult days, but they train themselves to push through regardless. Accountability also plays a crucial role in maintaining consistency. When a person holds themselves accountable, whether through tracking their progress, setting deadlines, or involving a mentor or accountability partner, they are far more likely to follow through on their commitments. Successful people track their actions and measure their progress, not to be perfect, but to ensure they are continuously moving forward. They review their performance, make adjustments when needed, and stay committed to the process. The most powerful thing about consistency is that it builds confidence and momentum. Every time a person follows through on their commitments, they strengthen their belief in themselves. They prove to themselves that they are capable, disciplined, and reliable. Over time, this builds an identity of success where taking action is no longer a struggle, it becomes second nature. The more consistent a person is, the less they have to rely on willpower or motivation because their habits take over. They become the kind of person who naturally does what needs to be done, and as a result, they achieve extraordinary success. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset, habits, and overall success. Most people underestimate how much their surroundings influence their actions, decisions, and long-term outcomes. The people you interact with, the information you consume, and the physical space you operate in all contribute to the person you become. If your environment supports growth, positivity, and discipline, you will naturally adopt those qualities. But if your environment is filled with negativity, distractions, and bad influences, it becomes significantly harder to break free from mediocrity and step into success. Many people try to change their lives without first changing their environment, and they struggle because they are constantly being pulled back into old patterns. Imagine someone trying to develop a mindset of success while surrounding themselves with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for less. No matter how motivated they are, they will eventually be influenced by the attitudes of those around them. The same applies to habits. If a person is trying to become healthier but keeps their kitchen stocked with junk food, they are setting themselves up for failure. The environment is always working, either for you or against you, and successful people understand the power of shaping their surroundings to support their goals. One of the most important aspects of environment is the people you associate with. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is more than just a cliche. It is a reality. If you surround yourself with ambitious, disciplined, and successful individuals, their mindset will influence you. Their standards will become your standards. You will naturally start thinking bigger, setting higher goals, and holding yourself accountable at a higher level. On the other hand, if you spend time with people who constantly complain, blame others, and avoid responsibility, you will find yourself adopting those same behaviors, often without even realizing it. Successful people are intentional about who they allow into their inner circle. They seek out mentors, role models, and peers who inspire them to grow. They distance themselves from negativity, toxic relationships, and influences that drain their energy. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out of your life, but it does mean setting boundaries. It means choosing to spend more time with people who uplift and challenge you, rather than those who hold you back. If you want to change your life, start by evaluating the people around you and making adjustments that align with your goals. Another crucial factor in environment is the information you consume. Your mind is constantly being shaped by the content you expose it to, whether it's books, podcasts, news, social media, or entertainment. If you regularly consume negativity, gossip, and fear-based content, your thoughts will reflect that. You will find yourself feeling anxious, doubtful, and unmotivated without even knowing why. But if you fill your mind with uplifting, educational, and growth-oriented content, you will develop a mindset that supports success. Reading books that expand your knowledge, listening to motivational podcasts, and engaging with content that inspires action are all ways to create an environment that nurtures growth. Your physical space also has a significant impact on your productivity and mindset. A cluttered, chaotic environment leads to a cluttered, chaotic mind. When your surroundings are disorganized, it becomes harder to focus, stay motivated, and perform at your best. That's why successful people take control of their space. They design environments that encourage efficiency and focus. This could mean organizing your workspace, removing distractions, or creating a dedicated area for personal growth activities like reading, meditation, or exercise. The goal is to make it as easy as possible to stay committed to your goals and remove obstacles that slow you down. Habits are also deeply connected to environment. Many of the decisions people make each day are not based on conscious thought, but rather on the cues in their surroundings. If a person wants to develop better habits, they must structure their environment in a way that makes those habits effortless. For example, if someone wants to read more, they can place books in visible, accessible places. If they want to eat healthier, they can remove junk food from their home and replace it with nutritious options. By making small changes to their environment, they eliminate the need for willpower and make success the default choice. Changing your environment is one of the fastest ways to change your life because it removes friction and makes success easier. Many people struggle because they rely solely on motivation and willpower, but motivation fades and willpower is limited. Environment, however, is always influencing behavior. By shaping your surroundings in a way that supports your goals, you create a system that keeps you on track even when motivation is low. The right environment makes the right actions automatic, turning discipline into a natural part of life. The ability to take responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. Many people go through life blaming circumstances, other people, or even bad luck for their failures and struggles. They believe that external forces control their destiny, and because of this belief, they remain stuck in the same cycles, never realizing that they have the power to change their situation. The truth is, no real success happens without personal responsibility. The moment you decide that your life is in your hands, everything changes. You stop waiting for things to improve and start making them better yourself. You stop making excuses and start taking action. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and step into the role of the creator of your own life. When people refuse to take responsibility, they give away their power. They blame their upbringing, their boss, the economy, or their circumstances, but this mindset keeps them from growing. The problem with blaming external factors is that it leaves no room for improvement. If someone believes that their situation is entirely out of their control, they have no reason to try to change it. But the moment they take full responsibility, they realize they have the ability to learn, adapt, and take action to create a different outcome. Successful people do not waste time blaming others or complaining about unfair situations. Instead, they ask themselves, what can I do to improve this? They take ownership of their decisions, their reactions, and their outcomes. Even when they face setbacks that are not their fault, they focus on what they can control. They don't dwell on problems. They look for solutions. This mindset allows them to stay in control of their future rather than being at the mercy of circumstances. One of the biggest barriers to personal responsibility is the fear of failure. Many people are afraid to take ownership of their lives because they do not want to be held accountable if things go wrong. It is easier to blame external factors than to admit mistakes or weaknesses. But failure is not something to be feared. It is a necessary part of growth. The most successful people in the world have failed many times, but what sets them apart is their willingness to learn from those failures rather than run from them. They take full responsibility for their mistakes, analyze what went wrong, and make adjustments so they can improve. Taking responsibility also means recognizing that your current reality is the result of past choices. This can be difficult to accept because it means acknowledging that many of the struggles you face are not just bad luck, but consequences of previous decisions. This does not mean blaming yourself or feeling guilty. It means understanding that every choice you make has an impact on your future. The good news is that if your past choices have led you to where you are now, then new choices can take you somewhere better. You are never stuck unless you choose to be. Personal responsibility extends to every area of life, including relationships, finances, health, and career. If someone is struggling in their relationships, they can either blame the other person or ask themselves what they can do differently to improve communication and connection. If they are not where they want to be financially, they can either complain about the economy or take control of their spending, saving, and earning habits. If their health is not where it should be, they can either make excuses or commit to better eating and exercise choices. Every area of life improves when a person decides to take responsibility for it rather than waiting for something outside of them to change. The most empowering realization is that you are always in control of your mindset and actions. Even when external circumstances are difficult, you get to decide how you respond. You can choose to see obstacles as excuses to give up or as challenges to overcome. You can choose to let setbacks break you or use them as fuel to become stronger. You can choose to wait for success or create it through deliberate action. Everything changes when you stop seeing yourself as a passive participant in life and start seeing yourself as the one who shapes your own destiny. Another key aspect of responsibility is discipline. When people lack discipline, they often make excuses for why they cannot stick to their goals. They tell themselves they do not have time, energy, or the right circumstances. But discipline is a choice, and it starts with taking responsibility for your actions. No one else can force you to be consistent, work hard, or stay committed to your goals. That responsibility falls on you, and when you embrace it fully, you unlock the ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. Taking responsibility does not mean everything will always go perfectly, but it does mean you will always have the power to improve. It means you are in control of your reactions, your growth, and your future. It means you no longer wait for opportunities, you create them. It means you stop wishing for success and start working for it. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life, you become unstoppable.